102.7. It's Kiss FM. Wow, everything's changing in the studio.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Becca and Tanya are on the walls and the screens. It used to say on air with Ryan Seacrest, and now it says scrubbing in with Becca Tilly and Tanya Rad.
It's so good.
So just to give you some context here,
So good.
it's 8:27, Tuesday. We're broadcasting live. This is all happening right now. Tanya and Becca have a podcast on iHeartRadio, which is very popular. And it's been going on for a year or so.
Nominated for People's Choice Award.
Mm-hmm.
Sissany and I have never been invited to be guests.
No, never, not once.
And
Wow.
I actually get kicked out of my seat for them to do the podcast. Did you know that?
I did not. And it's disrespectful in a way.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, listen, Sissany.
I'm a team player.
You are, but look, I mean, it's your throne. So I started thinking to myself, wow, she'll probably ask. A month goes by, nothing. And then I said, you know what I'll do is I'll talk about her being, Tanya and Becca being nominated for a People's Choice Award. Maybe at that point she'll say, why don't you be a guest? Nothing.
Nope. For weeks, you talked
Weeks.
about it.
So then I finally had to ask, do you have guests? And the answer was yes. And I said, great, because I got a skincare line with Dr. Lancer. And we would love to go on different shows and promote it. And, of course, do an interview. And that's when Tanya said, well, let me check my schedule and we'll see if we can book you. So we're going to start the podcast now. And this portion that you're hearing broadcast will be in the podcast, plus some of the portion that you might not hear through a song or something,
This
right?
is so cool.
Yeah,
It is so
this is
cool.
so
It's
cool.
multitasking.
I really love it.
It's multitasking at its best. All right, well, it's up to you.
Yeah.
I'll just be here.
Okay, hit it.
Scrubbing In with Becca Tilly and Tanya Rad, an iHeartRadio and People's Choice Award nominated
look at
podcast.
Is that you, Sissany?
Yeah, that's me.
You're moonlighting too on this show? Unbelievable. Tubbs, are you the engineer on the podcast?
No, that's Easton's gig.
Oh, Easton, you got shut out.
Okay, let's start it off.
Yeah, we are scrubbing in, and we are live.
Yes.
Ryan, I'm
Yes,
glad that we could fit you in
Thank you.
our schedule to be on the show.
It's very kind of you.
It's really great to have you as a guest on here. I hear a lot about you day to
That's
day.
True.
Yeah. Thank you.
The one thing I've become familiar with is when I watch the videos of Tanya and you interacting about the podcast, you call me Rebecca.
Yes.
And I haven't been called Rebecca since I was a young child.
Yes. I'm
So-
trying to bring youth back to your life.
It's triggering a little bit
So your parents called you Rebecca?
when I was in trouble.
Oh, well, you're not. See, I'm actually showing you that Rebecca can be used as your name to not be in trouble as well.
Okay, thank
This is
you.
a successful Rebecca. This is a happy Rebecca.
Okay,
This is
great.
a Rebecca that lives with two sisters on the west side, Rebecca.
Wow.
This
He
is
knows a
Rebecca
lot.
who's looked for love and is maybe still looking. I don't know. I haven't seen you ever. So, but great to be a guest.
Yeah, thank you for being here. I
Of
mean,
course.
Tanya, this is are you in heaven right now?
I know it sounds so like cheesy, but I am so happy. Like I don't even know what's happening to my heart because like this is my best friend and like I mean she knows everybody here. She hasn't met you officially, but it's just so cool to kind of like have it all in one place. Like my heart
Sissany,
is literally like bursting.
I
Do you
can't
know
believe
what
you haven't met Becca yet.
Do you know what I noticed about this podcast?
What?
They'll just talk. You don't have to answer any questions.
Oh, I
You
know.
just sit back and lay low.
Yeah, seriously.
The pressure's off.
Well, here's the thing. So
If you're just joining us, we're taping, but we're live. So we're live, and Tanya's using this as an episode of our podcast,
yes.
if that makes any sense.
So we do this segment on the show. It's called Ask a Guy.
Is it popular?
It's very
Yeah.
Do you do it all the time?
We do it when we can find guys.
No, we do it when we can find guys and also when we remember to do it.
Yeah.
Do you
I'm
ever
very
meet
organized.
guys in real life, like out in the wild, and invite them to be a guest on your podcast?
We
No.
don't.
You
I
guys
would.
should.
I think you should meet someone that you're interested in, and then bring them on as a guest on the podcast, and then really get to know them and see if they pass the test. It's the podcast test.
We could ask the guy who went out with the girl who loves Zac Efron.
Oh,
Be a guest on the
yeah.
podcast.
No, I'm talking about a guy you meet in the wild.
Yeah.
Like, Becca, a guy that you see in your real life at the mall or that Tanya sees on a stationary bike.
What we usually do is like we'll go out and then we'll like encounter people in the wild and then we'll talk about it on the
We've
podcast.
done when she says that's what we usually do. We've done it once. So
Well, it's 8:31 now. Do we want to get to the segment?
Yes.
All
Okay.
right.
So we asked listeners what they would want to know from a guy, and that is you.
Great.
Do you want to start off with one? So basically, think of these as like rapid fire. So whatever just comes to your head.
And do I answer him as me?
Yeah. You, Ryan
As opposed to who else?
For those of you listening that might not know, this is Ryan Seacrest, that he is a guest right now in the OR, and he's about to do Ask a Guy.
When do we get to plug my skincare line?
At the end.
Yeah,
Oh.
we're going to get to it. We know that's why you're here.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Dr. Lance will be very happy. Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and ask this since Tanya doesn't have to ask about herself. But Channing wants to know what you love about Tanya.
Everything. I tell you what I love about Tanya. She's very family oriented. She is extremely passionate about everything that she does. And she almost to the point where I think sometimes it may affect her in not such a good way because she's really like wants to do so well so badly that sometimes I think that's difficult for her. But I love the fact that her heart sometimes is the largest organ in her body.
Aww.
And I say it on the air. I really think she's a catch. I struggle every day with her struggle because I know what she wants and is looking for.
Right.
And I know she'll find it, but man, I really want her to find it. It'd be a great show too when she finds it.
Great
Imagine
content.
Imagine that morning.
Okay, this is a question. Do you send your guy friends texts like screenshots that you exchange with a girl crush to like analyze like girls do?
No, but I know girls do that.
Yeah.
And only screenshots I grab are accidental of my home screen.
I was gonna say, do you
I'm
know how
trying
to
to turn
do you
off
know
the
how
phone
to
and
do you
I
know how to
screen
take a
grab.
screenshot?
I don't, but I know how to accidentally do
There we
it.
go.
Accidentally, I get my home screen.
Okay.
You flip through my camera roll, and it's like 1212, 114, 153 home screen.
And then like a selfie.
Yeah, and then several because
Yeah,
I
several
never get the right
selfies.
angle.
When should the girl start offering to split the bill on dates or start paying half on the dates?
That's a great question.
You're listening to a segment of Scrubbing In with Becca and Tanya that's live on KISS that will continue into a podcast one day. For me, I like to pay. And so I think the question was, when should you expect them to split?
Yeah, when should you start splitting? Like when
When should the girl start offering,
Yeah.
if possible?
I don't mind not offering. I actually enjoy being able to offer something, and I enjoy generosity. So I don't expect anyone to offer to split, but I know that it's something that we've talked about on the show a lot. And so I think it doesn't necessarily have to be a tit for tat split. I think it may just be a gesture split. So I ask you, Becca, to dinner, and we go to dinner. Well, I should take care of dinner. I asked you out. But then maybe you invite me to go do something cool or fun that's a gesture.
Like ice
and
cream.
It's not the same. I don't think of it in terms of like splitting it down the middle.
It's just like, I planned this, so I'm going to take care of it.
Yeah, and I think that in a relationship or in the beginning of a relationship, it's a seesaw of things, right? It's a seesaw of thoughtfulness.
Great
So
question.
I've always thought if you go on a
Great
date,
question or great answer? Was it a great question?
It was a great question.
You didn't like the answer? After I just said your
No, I
heart is
liked
the
the
largest
answer,
organ
too.
in your
Why
body.
did you like it?
I like
Why are you being so
too.
mean to him?
I'm not.
Wow. Do they beat the guests up like this all the
I don't know.
time?
I think it might just be you.
All right.
Okay.
One more, and then we have to take a break on KISS.
Okay, at what age range do you think most men are ready to settle down?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Well, it really depends on the guy. I think that it also depends on how you grew up. Because where I grew up, everyone went to high school, college, and got married and had kids immediately. And then I pursued my career, which set me back on focusing on that. And so it kind of depends what's on your plate, and it's different for every guy. But I don't believe in putting an age on something. And I would say, Tanya, you don't believe that either.
I'm totally with you.
right,
I was
let's-
interested to see what you were going to say to that.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back with the tail end of this. And, of course, during these commercials, we will finish this that you'll hear on the podcast, which will be posted when?
next
Monday.
Yeah, next Monday.
All right. That has been Scrubbing In with Becca and Tanya.